I've never had a corn fritter.
They're good. Would you like a piece?
I would love a piece because you have hyped them to me many times.
This is how many days old corn fritter, Ben?
Yeah, but it's chicken on the way, so it's good for like 3 months.
Like a three-day old cold corn fritter.
It's like dough.
Yeah, it's like deep fried dough. Much better when it's fresh and hot.
It's almost like a donut.
Yeah, a little bit.
My grandmother used to make sourdough donuts, and this is almost tastes exactly the same.
What's the best donut? And there is a right answer.
Can I take a couple guesses?
Go for it.
You can just tell us what your favorite is.
I don't know what my favorite is.
I can tell you.
I'm
where
actually
you're
not huge on donuts.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Donuts are fantastic.
I'll give three different guesses of three that I enjoy, and then you guys think. Either just I don't know if it's out. Can I just say variations of chocolate? Whether it's chocolate, chocolate glazed, whatever. Any of those.
Chocolate not glazed, but you don't call like a Long John.
No, I'm not calling that. I'm saying like
Yeah.
actual like chocolate long john would be
Like
a donut
the
with
batter
chocolate on
itself.
top. Yeah.
Okay.
So some sort of variation of that. Bavarian cream,
Don't think I've tried that, but okay.
Boston cream.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Or
Why
just
do you call it Bavarian cream?
it's just another name for it. I thought Bavarian cream was supposed to be the official one, just people call it Boston cream. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the other way around.
Because I know every time I go into a Tim Hortons, it's labeled as a Boston cream.
Well, maybe I'm just wrong then. I heard somebody say Bavarian cream recently. I thought that sounded a lot more legitimate. So
Fair enough.
let me take a look here. The other one I'd say is just a glazed donut.
Okay. Those are acceptable, but incorrect.
Oh, jelly donut.
That's closer to the mark. Yeah. Ben.
Boston cream's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate glazed donut.
Mm-hmm.
Regular glazed donut.
Like an old-fashioned glaze.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are
Okay.
delicious. And on that list, I'd probably have to put like a honey cruller.
Interesting.
I can go for a honey cruller anytime.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Quick side note for the record, the type of cream inside a Boston cream donut is called Bavarian cream. So maybe Boston cream is the donut, just Bavarian cream would work as well, because you're just saying what's stuffed with. What is the best donut, Alex?
The correct answer is a strawberry vanilla donut.
I've never had it.
Yeah, it's like a jam donut.
Yeah.
But it's got vanilla icing on it and sprinkles.
Okay.
Or an old-fashioned glazed as well. It's up there. Or like Texas donuts because they're like gigantic.
You guys ever had Krispy Kreme donuts?
I have.
I have.
When they used to be one in Calgary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those things are incredible.
The best part about
Were-
Krispy Kreme, the best part about Krispy Kreme donuts is you would go to the store, stand in line, then they would give you a free donut while you stood in line, then you could just leave. It's already given you the donut because you stood in line.
I did not know that. I never actually went to the location. I only had it when other people brought me donuts.
I think I went maybe twice since it was here.
Do people often bring you donuts? Because that would explain a lot.
No, not too often.
Okay.
When I was a kid, maybe a little bit, but it was like my cousins were in town from Red Deer. They'd be like, if we're in town, we gotta get. Instead of going to Peter's, they went to Krispy Kreme.
But of
Okay.
course. Or would you get Peters and Krispy Kreme?
Whoa.
Or was that playing a dangerous game?
I don't know.
That would explain a lot.
Has the podcast officially started at this point?
Yeah, I'd say so, if you're all settled in.
Well, I was just wondering. Last week there was no introduction.
What?
Yeah, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. But recently we didn't have an introduction to the podcast, so I just want to make sure we hit it this time. Because the host is blowing it.
The host sucks. We need a new one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of the HastleCast podcast. Tonight, hosted by myself, Ben, we have...
Alex,
Steven.
this pizza is stale as fuck.
How was your Halo tournament, Steven?
It was wonderful.
Tell us about it.
Drove to Edmonton with Pat, Spencer, Fragout, and my friend Breton.
I was driving around Calgary picking them all up first thing in the morning.
Oh, wonderful. That just added an extra hour onto my trip right there. It was beautiful. No, I don't know. It was fine.
Wait, it took you an hour to get them all?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Did you,
Well-
stop for food or something?
No, well, Breton's like 5 minutes north of me. Then it takes like half an hour to get down to Spencer's. Then I have to go to Chestermere after that.
Wow.
So, yeah. That was fun.
Did you meet up with Justin in Edmonton?
I did not. I am sorry to say.
Justin, what the fuck?
I was...
That would be more on me. I didn't even tell him this was going on. So
I
Oh.
did tell him, and he's just like, "Damn, dude, I was working."
Yeah, fair
But-
enough. That guy works a lot. I
He
was,
does.
I was
Yeah.
re-listening to the episode with him today, and I forgot how much he worked. He
Works
keeps
harder
himself
than
busy.
he should.
Yeah.
Keep it up, Justin.
No, I don't know. It was fun. We got crushed in the finals, but
Well, you kind of called that you'd get crushed.
I thought we were gonna get crushed earlier. Most people there weren't nearly as good as I was expecting.
Oh.
So, because we crushed so the team that we played in the finals was the team we played first round as well, and we lost pretty bad. So we're like, wow, like, is this the quality of just everybody here? And then we quickly found out that's not the quality of everybody there. And then we won every other game until we got to the finals, and then we lost again to guys.
Were they like high school kids or something?
No, they're probably around our age, maybe a bit older. Yeah, just you guys that play together all the time. Apparently, since they did events in Edmonton for at least a year now, I think. They've been doing it for a while. Apparently, these guys have won like every single one.
Wow.
So they don't ever do like mix-up events or anything. Seems like they've always just done like 44s. And yeah, it's pretty much everybody comes each week and or every month and just gets smoked by these guys.
Jeez.
So apparently, we were the first group that's put up a fight in quite a while. So
Nice job.
But putting up a fight when you still lose every game, well, it wasn't that much of a fight. But
Did you have a cool team name this time?
Team Calgary.
Team Calgary.
Yeah.
That's not cool at all.
that's lame.
But it was awesome when we screamed at kids in Edmonton about how much better we were than them. Even the team that was smoking us in the finals.
So was every other team there from Edmonton?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. You should have been like Team White Hats or something.
Shut up, Ben.
I don't get it.
At the
Oh, the Stampede, is that all white cowboy hats?
yeah, and like at the airport, there's like a contingent of people called the White Hats that like induct people into Calgary. It's like a little traditional thing.
Oh,
It's
I wasn't
why
aware.
it's why the Calgary Halo Twitter thing is a Spartan helmet with a white cowboy hat.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was
just
just a
colors.
specific, like a cowboy hat, not just specifically white.
Well, I knew about the white hats thing, and I suggested it to Spencer. So I don't know if I'm the cause of that or not, but
Take credit for it.
I'll take credit for that.
It was fun though. We drove up, played, and it was fine. Teabagged some people, yelled about how much better we were than them. Got destroyed in the finals, and then started driving home. And Spencer was talking to his friend who has played several Halos and went to events and stuff. And Pat was just like, "Oh, who was this guy? Like, what is his name? What did he go by? Or what was his best placing?" And Spencer's like, "Oh, he placed top 32 a couple times." Spencer's like, "Okay, top 32 back in the day was a big deal." He's like, "If he plays top 32, I definitely know who he is. Like, what's his name?" And so Spencer starts messaging him, and he's giving names that Pat doesn't recognize. He's like, "There's no way this guy's this good. Like, see if he went by any other names back then." And we're like looking at top 32 placings. We're like, "Yeah, this guy doesn't exist." Start looking up other teams, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, like this person." And he's like, "Yeah, we placed 28th at this event." We're like, "Okay, so there's 4 people on that team. None of them are the tag you mentioned. Who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I was Halo Knight." And we're like, "Halo Knight," and Pat's like, "I know who Halo Knight is. That guy's lying." And starts like messaging all of his Halo 3 friends. He's like, "What does Halo Knight go by now?" Like, we're trying to fraud, like show that this guy's
Oh,
a fraud. So we spent our entire trip back from Edmonton just doing like Nancy Drew work until we finally found who used to be Halo Knight on Twitter and just messaged him like, "Hey, are you Halo Knight?" He's like, "Yes, I am. Plays this at this event." We just like screen cap and send it to his friend like, "Busted."
Nice.
He's like, "Ah, you guys got me. Yeah, I never placed top 32." We're like, great. Like,
Wow. So he was just like posing as a.
yeah, it's being way better than he ever was.
And
Man.
what was the relation? Sorry, Spencer was just.
Spencer's just friends with the guy.
Oh, okay.
It's the new tradition now, and going home from Halo events, see who we can expose next time.
Man, he really showed you.
Dude, it was awesome. You get bored when you drive 6 hours in one day. You gotta make it fun somehow.
I guess
Some
That-
people play I Spy.
that's stupid.
Some people expose people.
Was it you driving or
No, Pat drove. Bless his
Okay.
heart.
good guy?
Yeah, very good, dude. Very good at Halo. I won't say who. Certain people on our team completely blew it on certain games. Pat crushed every single game, though.
You
So.
blew it. I know you did.
I did not blow it.
You're
Did
the
you
only one
goose?
who blows.
Did anybody goose?
On our team, no.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Breton. No, I think Breton got 4 kills one game. I don't know. People were blowing it pretty hard that day. I had some games where I didn't do great. There's some games where I did bad, but I didn't do like absolutely horrible.
Breadsticks.
Not on our team, no. close to breadsticks sometimes.
How do you think I would have done?
Goose.
Okay.
No, it was fun though. It was a good time.
So there's another event coming up soonish, isn't there? Early July or first week of July?
Second week. This weekend's the first week.
Okay,
Oh.
so the second weekend
There's two
of
events.
July. And what are those events?
A 2v2 event where Brett and I are gonna go and just win again. It's gonna be sweet.
Nice.
And then Toronto versus Calgary event. We're playing online.
Another intercity
Yeah.
event.
Hopefully we don't blow it.
Do you know how good they are?
I looked some of them up. Some of us will manage. Yeah, I'll begin and end it there. There's two teams, so I'm not gonna say who's not gonna manage on either team, but yeah.
Would I manage?
No.
Would Alex manage?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I doubt that.
How much Halo 5 have you played?
How long was that tournament that we did a long time ago, like a couple weeks ago?
We played like 2 games.
There you go.
Okay.
I have whatever Master Chief Collection, and even then, I did the campaigns in the first 3 and played a little bit online with Steven.
We need to do more Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
That's the real thing here. That game's fun when it
Yeah.
works,
Of
which
course.
is almost never. But
All right, man. Let me know.
I've been so tempted just to get an Xbox just to play Halo.
Do it.
why I bought my Xbox.
Yeah, pretty much same
Yeah.
here. Or I bought mine because of Forza and because I wanted some of those.
I was going to say, to be fair, I bought mine for Master Chief Collection because I was promised Halo 1 online, and instead I got Halo 1 PC online, and it sucked.
Oh.
So I'm not happy, but
Well, with the new Xbox One, Xbox X1, Xbox box coming out, the Xbox One is supposed to drop in price. So
yeah, I think I saw a couple deals recently for like $200.
yeah,
It's not bad.
that's not bad at all. But I'm torn. It's like, well, maybe I should just get an X because it's like the new thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know. How about you guys though? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I spent a lot of it watching the dogs with Sarah, which resulted in her playing Horizon Zero Dawn in the basement and me playing Dead by Daylight on the top floor and us not speaking to each other for hours on end.
Nice.
It was awesome. Occasionally I just yelled down like, "Babe, I love you." It's like, "Shut up." I'm playing. We each took a dog to look after and it was pretty sweet.
Cool.
Surprisingly, no latency issues in Dead by Daylight after being in a small town outside of Calgary, so
Yeah.
I was pretty pleased with that. They have good internet. But yeah, it was good.
That's good.
Alex played in a rugby game.
Yeah, I was wanting to ask him about this.
He blew it.
Did you?
I'll let Ben tell it.
Okay,
I heard you did well.
So
Just listen.
Alex had a shoulder injury. And so they've put him on second string as sort of a sub, like only put him in if they absolutely need him to play.
All right.
Or that's what they tell me at least.
Yeah. Towards the end of the game, probably like 75% of the way through, he gets in. And they told him, can you play this certain position? I can't remember what it's called.
Fullback.
Fullback. And he's just like, yeah, I know how to play it. Like, I may be lacking in skill a little bit because I haven't trained it as much, but I know how to play it. And they're like, all right, that's what you're playing. Go on in. So he goes in, and the other team kicks the ball, and the ball's way up in the air. And I could just see it in his face. He's just like, I got this. It's coming right at me. No way I can fuck this up.
It's like I didn't even need to move for this kick. Like it was perfectly lined up to go right into my hands.
Yeah. And it happened in slow motion. Alex tried to get it. It sort of like bounced off him a little bit, and then he slowly fell to the ground and then just smashed on the ground.
I just ate shit right on the sideline, right in front of all the fans.
Yeah, and
Gangs.
dropped the ball. But I will, to his credit, in like the final 10 seconds of the game or whatever, he scored a try. So a
Did he?
dirty try.
Did you guys win?
No,
Ah,
it was a bad loss.
It was like I lost count of the other teams.
that's because you
score.
can't count. There's nothing to do with.
They also don't count. Like nobody was keeping track. Eventually your mom's just like, I'll keep track if nobody's doing it.
You know,
It was funny.
a couple guys will try, then I'll get up a fair bit. I'll put it this way: it was over 40 points to 15 by the end of it. Our guesstimation was it was 53 to 15 at the end.
Yeah.
It was a very clear winner. So, but yeah, he scored his dirty try at the end, and after the game, the coach is like, Alex, good job on the score, but don't do that and don't practice these horrible habits.
It's like whatever. Ball came out of scrum, if you know what that is, but I don't know. If not, whatever. But ball was passed to me. I was the first guy there. I changed position, got the ball, and I just looked up, and there was 2 7 feet tall guys right in front of me and went, I'm going to die. I don't want to die today. I don't want to get more stitches put in my head. So I just kicked the ball between them, and then the ball bounced right over top of the line, and then it just fell out on the other side and got a try.
Nice.
Like, it was literally 5 meters is all I went. So
Dirty.
Sick.
you know. And then we missed the kick anyway for it. But, that wasn't my fault.
Do you guys remember that marriage bet? my friends
I
and
do
made?
remember this marriage
Sorry.
bet.
Last thing about rugby.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm hyped now.
Sorry, Steven, when you come to my games, I get kicked in the head. When you don't, I score tries. So please stop showing up.
I'll try. Let's
Nice.
see how
I
it
see what
goes.
you did there. Power's back on.
Right as you get this set up. First off, we just lost power for a while, and we've been losing our minds trying to figure out what the hell's going on with everything.
Do you want to talk about this first then? The power outage?
Yeah. We'll jump
Okay.
into this first because edited appropriately. This could be very funny.
We're talking about power right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the
Go
power
vent,
went
vent,
out in my
vent.
house. Power went out in my house right when we were recording. And I have a powered USB splitter, so that wasn't getting power anymore. So we were getting weird effects in our microphones because they were starving for power. And so in trying to figure everything out, we reset the computer. We're plugging mics into different USB ports. I can't figure out what's wrong with project sample rates. And I finally figured out everything. Recording was tested. It sounded all right. And the second I hit record, the power comes back on.
Yep.
That's the story.
Perfect timing.
Total bullshit.
All right. So I'm going to talk a bit about a marriage bet that was placed a while ago. Me and a few friends. My one friend, his sister started dating this dude, and immediately posted about how much he changed her life after knowing him for like a week. We're like, dang, this is going places, potentially not good places. Let's put money on it.
Nice.
So,
what else do you do?
So we put money on, everybody chose a month for a breakup, then everybody chose a month for them getting engaged. And if either of those are right, you then collect, and it would be sick. So the earliest engagement month was so this started back in February. I was the earliest engagement month in July, and then the next 3 months were all guesses, so July, August, September, October. We were all wrong because they got engaged in March.
Damn.
And then the earliest breakup month was May, and then I think it went August, September, October, maybe July, August, September. Regardless, a few months later. Well, or everybody lost the engagement bet, and just recently everybody lost the breakup bet too, because they broke up like within the last week or so.
Really?
Oh man.
Yeah. I just like, man, they just planned it perfectly to make sure none of us make money off this.
Oh man.
Like, what hosers.
So the closest one would have been July.
Or maybe May.
Maybe May.
Because I don't know if it was July or not. It may have been August, but
This is late June.
yep.
Damn.
So we decided that the breakup bet is gone and done. But if she gets engaged again within the next 4 months, we're counting that as a win.
Okay.
So now we're all just hoping. We're like, dude, if you start proposing to her, maybe she'll say yes, and you can collect $150.
Go for that rebound money.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Damn. You guys were smart
However-
to put money on it. You predicted that
Yeah.
perfectly.
however, we did say that if her brother is the one who proposed to her and she says yes, we're all quadrupling the money and giving it to him. So we're like, that'll be a plot twist if you get that to happen.
Damn. That would be hilarious.
job.
So, yeah. So,
Made funnier because I think I know this person.
but
Oh man.
yeah, that was really important. I really thought I was going to win. Like, I was so confident in July. My breakup one I was fairly confident in, but the engagement I was so sure I would make money off it, but
Man.
it sucks.
Oh well. Still though, like you guys had the right idea. You knew that there would be an engagement and you knew that there would be a breakup.
Yeah.
It's just timing it.
Yeah.
And your timing wasn't that far off. Like
No, yeah, we were all close. That's in the grand scheme of things. As much as some people said like September or October, the reason why they said those months is because I already took like the prime. Like July was the one that everybody was thinking. I just said it first. But we were all way off with that because it was 3 months earlier in March. But
And none of you had any factors in them breaking up, though, right?
sorry,
None of you had any factors in them breaking up.
You didn't influence them to break up?
Oh, sorry. No, we did not.
You didn't like take him out to the strip club one night and she wasn't appreciative of it?
No.
Okay.
That wasn't the discussion of if you could, and the answer was yes, you could, but nobody did. So
Well,
fair
you
enough.
would only do it in your month, right?
yeah, for sure. Which the only person who hit their month was in May, and they didn't attempt. They thought that would be rude. So, best part is, my friend's sister knew about this bet too, going into it. Like right when we went over, he's like, "Hey, guess what? Me and my friends did tonight." And he's like, "Yeah, we bet on the engagement." She's like, "Oh, that's funny." He's like, "Yeah, we bet on the breakup too," and she wasn't too happy with that one.
Oh, man. Would you have messed with them if it was your month?
No, unless I thought he was a complete piece of garbage, I would have let it keep going until it was my month. I would have tried to influence. But he was a weird dude, but nothing that I felt completely uncomfortable saying like, "Hey, no, something should be done about this." I probably wouldn't have done anything. Let's be real. I don't really talk. I think I've exchanged maybe 10 words with his sister in the several years I've known her. So
Man.
I probably wouldn't do anything.
Well, that is quite the development because over several podcasts we've been following this story.
Yeah.
And now it seems to have finally concluded.
Maybe. Well, technically, there's still 4 months to collect money if she gets engaged again.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I'm in July, so I'm hoping it's soon, but we'll see.
Are you going to start sending men her way?
Just have a lineup of dudes at her door.
You should propose yourself.
Well, that's a discussion of how much money you could get. My one friend said that if I managed to get it, because of how insane that would be, considering there's belief amongst a group of friends that nobody at all likes me, specifically nobody from the old people we used to hang out with, which for the most part is actually true. I have a couple people.
I would believe that as well, yeah.
What? People don't like you?
It's surprising, eh?
What?
Anyway, so it was that if I actually managed to propose and she said yes, my friend would give me his car, and he's a very expensive car.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
So he's like, dude, he's like, no, he's like, and he said, like, he's like, I'm 100% sure it'll never happen, but if it does, I'm gonna be rolling in it.
Rolling in a car.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
I think you need to try.
No way.
I think
It
you
would be
need to
great.
try. Even if it's 100% failure, I think you should just do it just to see, like, hey.
Well, that's another thing to discuss. Like, what happens if you just offer to split the money with her? Because you don't have to go through with it.
True.
The moment she says yes, you can just like take a picture and just be like, all right, bye. I'm collecting my $150 on the way out, and see you
your
later.
car.
Yeah. So.
You could totally swing that. Like, get her in on it and be like, yo, you get money and I get a car if you just say yes, even if we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd go for that?
I don't know.
You should try.
Actually. See, I'm thinking no, because she probably would be upset that we were using like money for like betting off of her misfortune.
Well, if she was cool at all, she'd think it is a genius idea.
Maybe.
Like, oh, all these dickheads. You can just say, like, all my dickhead friends are putting money on your marriage.
She knows it was my idea, so I don't think it'll work.
Well, maybe you can, like, make her try to forget that by just, like, ripping on your friends and be like, yo, we need to get them back. There's money on this. So you can have the money if you just say yes to my engagement. We don't have to get married at all. We just got to put it on until I get a nice sweet ass car, and then we can throw it off, and maybe we can make money off the breakup.
Double dip.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven, do you mind passing me one of those delicious looking Tool Shed beers?
I was going to ask you for one as well. And there's only 2 left.
2 left. Unless you would like one yourself.
I'm all right this time. Thank you, though.
Okay. Tool Shed is actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, we got some people skills going on. Gracias. You know it's good as well when they have this satisfying of an opening.
That picked up on my mic.
Nice. You know, Toolshed's dope.
If Tool Shed, if you want to send us a case of beer every once in a while, we won't say no, and we'll drink
Absolutely
it
not.
on the podcast and talk about how good it is because we're sellouts.
Yeah, trying to be at least.
I would love to be a sellout, but nobody pays attention to our content.
I'd love to be a sellout, but I can't afford it.
Yeah. Anyway.
A long time. Sorry, seeing the bottle top that Steven's got in his hands.
Yeah.
Like the rings that you use to hold 6-packs together. It's not like the normal one that like kills fish and like gets caught on birds or whatever you want to call them. This one's got weird plastic tops on it, I guess. Steven had some issues trying to pull one off, and Nick trying to pull one off earlier, ended up smashing his knuckle into the table. Cause, like, a bit hard to pull off.
What a genius.
I saw a previous company a long time ago with biodegradable ones of those. So as soon as you put it in like the landfill or whatever, it would just decompose like right away. So it wasn't plastic anymore.
That's awesome.
Cool environmental thing.
I got another thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
Giver.
Have you guys ever thought about death much? Specifically, how you think you would want to die?
I have thought about that a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna spin a slightly different way. What ways would you absolutely not want to die? Like, maybe you maybe you'd accept a painful death if you just didn't die out like alone with like no loved ones around. Maybe you'd rather just die peacefully, but no way around. You're some other thing like what ones are you? Maybe you want to die young, maybe you want to die old, whatever. Like,
I don't want to die like Mr. Hands.
No, that would be bad. Did we talk about that?
If you
no,
don't know what
we
if you don't know what
talked
that
about
is.
One Man, One Jar last week, but we have not talked about Mr. Hands.
You want to talk about Mr. Hands for a second, then we'll get back to the very serious death discussion.
Oh, it's not going to be serious. Wait till you see where I'm going with this.
Oh God. Mr. Hands was a guy, I guess.
Was a guy, I guess.
Technically, there's two guys.
I
Only
was
one of
gonna
them was
say.
Mr. Hands.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I couldn't remember. So Mr. Hands and Mr. Gloves went out and found a horse one day, and the horse did things to Mr. Hands, and
To his anus.
yeah, and Mr. Hands is no longer with us because it went too far in him. In the most PG way I can explain that.
He got stabbed in the heart.
Yeah,
could
by
say.
the horse's dick.
Yeah.
Up his asshole.
Yeah. Not through skin.
No. Yeah, it's not pretty. There's a whole video about it out there. I made Aaron look it up a long time ago
Oh man.
in high school.
Poor Aaron.
It was great.
Was she at like?
No, I told her to go home and look it up. When she got home and she came back to me the next day, she's like, "What the fuck did you make me look into? Like, what is wrong with you?" And I'm just like dying laughing. It's great.
Okay, so this
Alright.
death discussion. I think like of all the ways I've tried dying, I think burning to death would be my least favorite.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be too intense of a pain, and I don't think it's instant enough.
fair enough. I heard drowning sucks too.
I heard drowning sucks, but it's like the least sucky
Really?
Well,
because
so-
it's peaceful. People say it's like
I don't think it is.
I've heard drowning is like going to sleep if you do just let go, but if you're like struggling and you drown, it could be one of the most
You
excruciating.
remember how
ways
like
to go.
much Banjo struggles when he drowns in Banjo Kazooie, or Mario in Mario 64?
that's because Banjo's a bitch. No. Yeah. No. I've heard that. I've heard that with drowning, it's essentially like it's a huge struggle, and then you inhale the water, and it's incredibly painful. But after that, it's just a slow like process of dying where your brain is no longer getting any oxygen, or at a much less rate, because there is oxygen in the water,
Yeah.
but your lungs can't really get that out. So it's like, I don't know, it's like dying slowly, painlessly, like a quick jolt of pain, and then it's like, okay, you're done.
Okay. Alex, how about you?
Couple of them.
All right.
Burning again. Wouldn't think it'd be that fun. Crucifixion. Couldn't say I would be into that.
That would suck.
You know, like being stapled to a cross wouldn't be high up on my list of things to do.
Stapled?
Close enough.
I heard that, like, I learned this in a Bible study once.
Oh boy.
That when they crucified Jesus, they didn't put the nails through the hands, because then his body weight would just rip his hands.
Yeah, you told me that before.
They put it through his
Your
wrist,
Yeah.
and then it like locks on the bones in your wrist where they join at like your hand, so that he wouldn't come off. But there's also an incredible amount of nerves and tendons in there. And so by doing that, that was probably the most painful part, right? Like worse than hanging and dying. It's just the nerve pain.
This isn't where I was going to initially go with this story, but since you brought up crucifixions, did you hear about the guy in South Korea who crucified himself?
I didn't.
No.
This was, I went down, this was 10 years ago now. I don't remember. Because you know what 7th grader isn't looking up people crucifying themselves. It was a guy, a super religious dude, I want to say in South Korea, who went to a forest, set up a cross, and then nailed his ankles, like he had like stairs leading up to it, to this cross, nailed his like ankles to it or something, and then he drilled holes through his wrists and then just placed them over top of the nails, and he stood there and died.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just super religious dude. He's like, I want to die like Jesus did. pay that ultimate punishment or whatever, and died.
Okay.
That's so brutal, dude.
Yeah, that's not where I was gonna go with the story, but since it was brought, I was like, I gotta bring this up.
One more thing on crucifixion. I don't know if you guys have played or seen gameplay of Outlast 2.
Yes.
No.
That is relevant because it's a very religious game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird cult religion ish.
Spoiler alert for Outlast 2. Go play it and then come back and listen. Do you care about the spoilers, Steven?
Let's be real. I'm probably never gonna play it. I really want to play Outlast 1. I only play like an hour, so.
Okay.
Hey, we played it in my house for a little bit that one night.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Anyway,
not really
carry
a
on.
huge spoiler, but at one point in the game, you get crucified.
Oh, word.
Because the people think that you are the person who is the father of the Antichrist. So they fuck you up. But regardless, where were you going to go with the story?
I'm gonna bounce back to this drowning thing a bit more. Are you guys familiar with bukkake?
How familiar?
Do you know what it is?
I know what it is.
It's a bunch of, for the uninitiated, it's a bunch of dudes jizzing on someone. There was a porn star recently
Uh-oh.
who drowned during a bukkake scene.
Are you kidding me?
No. I was reading about this yesterday. I can't imagine much of a worse way to go than that.
Yeah.
It was they pretty director like, oh yeah, just like stand back with like your mouth open and stuff, and after a bunch of dudes were jizzing in her mouth. She coughed at one point and they thought she was just like acting like, oh, there's so much in her mouth. And then they didn't realize that she was actually like drowning in it at that time. And then she died there. And one guy eventually started noticing, like, oh, wait, this definitely isn't normal. And apparently he knew first aid and tried to start, like, scooping all the jizz out of her mouth so he could give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. But
it's like,
it took him
I gotta save a life, but I don't want cum on my lips.
But
you don't want to get snowballed.
He couldn't shovel it out in time, and she died.
Oh, my God.
That would suck.
That is...
Yeah, no.
That's really sad.
I know.
But it's also hilarious. I'm going to post a Twitter poll. Would you rather burn to death or drown in bukkake? And we'll see what people will take.
I could give you the article. I didn't read the full article. I just read like snippets of it. But I can't imagine it gets much worse.
I'm glad we talked about this.
So am I.
Oh man.
I had 3 things I want to bring up this week. It was the Halo event. It was the marriage bed, and then it was somebody dying by bukkake.
Well, you did it. Now you don't have to talk anymore.
Hey, just imagine like what a tombstone would say. Like he died doing what she loved.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh man.
There's a famous I think he's a poet in England. I don't remember the guy's name. And on his tombstone it says like his name from what year to what year. And like as a quote underneath it says, "See, I told you I was ill."
Man, I saw a thing today on my way down to the gym.
Oh.
This is a short story, but there was this truck, and it's one of those, like, lifted, souped up, like, evil-looking trucks, and it was brown, and I think it was a Dodge or something, but the guy had, like, removed all logos from it and put, like, Browning logos all over it, Browning is a type of hunting rifle.
Okay.
Like a brand. And across his rear window, it said something along the lines of like, "Here's my truck. What do you say that, carbon tax?" or something like that. Except he wrote it across the whole window, and in the center of the window is a window that opens. So like it was open and all the text was shifted off slightly. So it just said something totally different and wrong. And he was like really pressing on the gas and black smoke's coming out and really burning it. And then it was really bad traffic today. I'll talk about that in a second too. But I'm in the left lane, and then there's an extra left lane like that's approaching a set of lights so that people can turn left. And he's almost there, and the traffic is moving. It's not like it's stopped, but he's too impatient for the people in front of him. So he just goes up onto the curb and like beefs it around and like guns it up to the red light where he has to stop, and then I slowly went past him. It's just like, dude, really? Fucking tool. The reason why there was so much traffic is because today in Calgary, 2 garbage trucks caught fire while they were driving. Just whatever was in the back whether it was chemicals or oil or something, just caught fire. So
Oh, I had no idea.
they had to pull them over and dump out all the contents and put it out. But it really fucked with McLeod Trail. So
Yeah,
that was
I can
not
imagine.
nice.
That's brutal.
There's my stories. My traffic stories.
Nice. Yeah, you were late getting to the gym today.
That was why.
Yeah.
Stupid brown truck.
Sucker.
Should we do some safe word?
Yeah, I'm trying to find some more. I got a couple. They're acceptable. They ain't the best.
That's fine. We can start with them and continue from there.
See what happens.
So for those who don't know, Safe Word is the part of the show where we take terms and sentences off of Urban Dictionary or other places that we find these words, and we give our best shot at defining them. Alex has what little words we have tonight. This is a typical game on our show. I think every single episode has featured this game.
Not the spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Not the spoiler cast. Okay. Most episodes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But yeah. Also, I was thinking, for anybody listening, if you have any like segment or game suggestions, feel free to email us at HastleCast@gmail.com or hit me up on Twitter at Ben or James or hit up at HastleCast.
Yeah.
What are our words?
Just because this was very relevant as of 5 minutes ago, what is swimming according to Urban Dictionary?
Swimming.
Yeah.
It is when... What direction do I want to go with this?
I have an answer if you need more time to think.
Well, I have an idea. I just don't know the best way to describe it. I'll let you go first.
Okay, I think swimming is a sort of metaphor for life. So like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm swimming. Which means that, you know, you're trying to make a little bit of progress, but there's just too much stuff holding you back. There's too much water in your way, you know? So it's a bit of a struggle. There's too much resistance. I think it's that.
You would go the wholesome, nice route instead of the what was relevant 5 minutes ago.
You're welcome for giving you time to think.
I'm going to say when you're like completely covered in jizz.
Like you're drowning in jizz?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Swimming according to Urban Dictionary is just a way to stop yourself from drowning. Simple as that.
Oh my god. I feel stupid.
Your next safe word.
That porn star should have swam.
Dude, I feel so bad for her. Like, they give her name in the article and everything too. Like, this is what she's known for.
Wait.
You remember when China died?
Wrestler?
Yeah. Wasn't she like into porn or something?
She did switch to porn. Is she dead?
Yeah, she died like last year or something.
I didn't even know.
I don't even know why or what the cause was. Anyways, you were saying, Alex?
Is there any way, in the least cynical way I can say this, can I watch that video?
I do not think that's available now.
Damn.
I mean, if I was the producer, that would be
Probably.
that would be career suicide to post that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you could get a lot of hits off that. Put that on like Live Leak or something.
Other videos of her are up, but not this specific
But
one.
of course, she had to audition somehow.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
we'll look at the article after this. We'll see what we can do. I don't think you can watch the video, though. I doubt it'll ever be released.
Oh man.
Or somebody will get the bright idea to sell that and make millions of dollars. Or it will get leaked somehow and end up on Reddit 50/50. Like cute kittens cuddling or girl drowns in semen.
What's Reddit 50/50? We'll come back to safe word.
Reddit 50/50 is a Reddit.
Wait, are you asking because you don't know, or are you just asking to explain it to people?
I don't know.
Dude, we're playing 50/50 after this.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
Okay.
I don't go on Reddit ever.
Yeah,
And,
neither do I, but I do know about this
I
thing.
literally go on Reddit to go and watch it for the cat videos. That's literally
You're
it.
like 50/50.
Yeah.
So Reddit 50/50 is a Reddit. It's a subreddit. I was gonna say Reddit thread because I couldn't think of the word subreddit.
Wait, what's the difference between a subreddit and a thread?
So a subreddit is like the community, and then the thread is pretty much like the topic. So Watch It for the Cat is the subreddit, where each individual post would be like its own thread.
Okay.
Yeah, a thread is like a
Okay.
chain of comments or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Okay, I get that.
Regardless. So Reddit 50/50 is a subreddit where each post you're given two options but one link. So you click on the link and it's either going to give you one or the other. And usually one of them is pretty good, like, oh, that's pretty good, I can handle that. And the other one is usually like, man gets head chopped off or girl drowns in semen or something like that. Like, just really horrible. And you're playing the odds of 50/50, like, you could see something amazing like frickin' famous celebrity nudes, or, woman gets her arms broken. Like, you're taking a risk.
I say it's a recent revolution, but this has probably been around for a little while now, where they actually have a randomized link. So it could technically be one or the other. So you click it, it'll be one. But if you come back to a few minutes later, it might be the other one, or you'll see the same thing again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
And sometimes they'll word it so that it seems like just the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's horrible. And sometimes they will put two horrible things, but one of them may be slightly less horrible. But
One of my favorites, it was a deceiving one, but it was, I think it was like cute girl or man gets hit by train, and you click into guy on railroad tracks. You're like, oh no, this is gonna suck. And then guy dressed up as a train comes in and just like punches him 3 times in the face and runs away.
that's awesome.
Awesome.
But yeah, we should totally play 50-50 after this.
Do it.
What was our word?
Oh, he was just asking if he could watch the video online.
Yeah.
You said it would show up in 50-50.
That you're right. I will say I love how the tool shed has a GTA style font for
looks pretty sick.
its thing.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Another one I thought was funny. What are feet, according to Reddit?
Reddit.
F-E-E-T.
Reddit or Urban Dictionary?
Same thing. Urban Dictionary.
A tool to help you not drown, used for swimming.
Okay.
Pick 2 of the same joke in a row. Tools that many animals are born with that help them stand up and function.
Wow, you would go with the wholesome route.
According to Urban Dictionary, feet are a device used for finding Legos in the dark.
Ah.
Yeah, I've stepped on numerous Legos in the dark in feet.
I sleepwalk by handstanding around.
I don't think I've ever stepped on a Lego in the dark. I have stepped on many needles, though, and those suck.
Many needles? What does that even mean?
Like syringes?
No, like sewing needles.
Oh, you just stepped on needles in the dark?
Yeah, not necessarily always in the
Do you
dark.
just
Sometimes.
throw needles willy-nilly around?
My sisters were into sewing for a while. So you'd just be like walking down the hall, they dropped one, didn't notice it, and it was always me or my dad. It was never my sisters or my mom. You just walking, just all of a sudden, just like right through the bottom of your foot, it's just split open from a needle.
Oh.
I thought, like, when you said I stepped on many needles, I thought it was just like a clump of needles. It's like some sort of horrible ball.
Yeah, I know. You and your sisters were playing needle tag, and you just always lost.
I always stepped on pine needles because we had a pine tree out our front door.
Oh yeah, I've stepped on a fair amount of those too.
And I still have a pine tree out my front door, but I haven't stepped on any in here, in my new place.
Go back to safe word again. But do you guys ever have pine cone wars?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
you
are
just
a
whip
blast.
them around. And
Yeah, you just throw them at each other until somebody gets in the eye, then you stop for a bit. Great fun. Your next safe word. What is a she shed?
She shed.
A she shed.
Oh, this is going to be good.
She shed, she shed.
Why does she shed?
By the she shed by Sean Connery.
Okay, a she shed is a female version of a cum dumpster.
Ben, what's a cum dumpster?
It's basically just like the place you discard your cum. Don't put too much though, you might drown. But
is it where like one person just repeats the same area over and over again? Like we're tugging one out, or is it like after the guy goes and cleans up a porn set?
you know what? I'm gonna look it up.
He rings out the squeegee over top of it.
I was gonna say I don't want to be misogynistic, but there's a general gender that'll get called cum dumpsters fairly often.
Oh, it's a gay thing too. A gay male
Okay,
thing.
that could be true too.
I'm just going into incognito mode right now, looking up cum dumpster. 50-50. Except it's 100% cum dumpster. Yeah, it's just a receptacle for cum. Is what Urban Dictionary says.
Like,
are you sure?
like one of those trays you attach to your smartphone. See how fertile you are.
yeah, the cum receptacle. It's a cum dumpster. Anyways, a she shed is a specifically female cum dumpster. You know, a shed contains things, a dumpster contains things. Cum, you know,
Lady fluids.
lady fluids. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess. This is also gonna sound like misogynistic, and that kind of sucks. But generally,
We love women on this podcast.
Boobies.
generally a lot of like quote unquote outdoor jobs are generally seen as more jobs like you have your husband do or something, right? Or the man in the relationship.
Do you have your husband do your work for you?
Uh,
If you were a gay man and you were married to another man,
If
would you have him do the yard work?
no matter what sexual orientation I was, I would try to have my partner do as much of the work as possible.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
Anyway, so just things like mowing the lawn or having to chop up firewood or something, right? So, and he might have all those tools in a shed. Generally, housework in more conservative viewpoints is generally left to the housewife to do the work. So like that might be vacuuming or mopping the floor or something. So
like,
that is like the closet, pretty much, is a she shed
Okay.
of where they keep all like their
The cleaning supplies.
yeah, or whatever else kind of for
Whatever
around
they
the
need.
housework.
So like the man does the outside work and the woman does the inside work.
If it was like under like typical gender norms of society,
Yeah.
not saying those should be in place, but just
Way to cover your tracks.
I
So-
feel like a tool saying this. I feel like I can't say this. I'm like,
No, you can totally say this.
I don't think you can.
you can
I
say
think what I said is horribly offensive, but
no, it's not. Like the way you phrase it, it's okay.
yeah, like you're saying that, in the past and sometimes currently, this is the situation between a man and a wife.
yeah.
Like I know a lot of women that can't lift a hammer to save their life,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of men that can't do it either. But
So you're
Kinda
I, don't know,
saying,
I still feel like a dweeb saying it. I don't know.
but I like what you're saying. So you're saying if this is the role in place, the man gets his tools from the shed, and the girl or the wife gets her.
Whether it's a closet or a room or something.
Yeah,
like
that's her
like
shed.
I say at my house we have a room in our basement. Yeah, we have like a vacuum cleaner, like a couple like Swifters and like dusters and stuff, and just like
Cum
Yeah.
rags.
no.
I catch you off guard with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
okay,
I like that answer.
that's a fairly acceptable answer. It's incorrect according to Urban Dictionary.
They'll say something way more misogynistic than
Yeah.
what I just said. It made
yeah.
you look good.
A she shed is the female equivalent of a man cave.
Oh, that makes sense. That's not misogynistic at all.
Guess not.
Well, great. I still look like a tool then.
You always look like
In
a
the
tool.
shed.
Sexist pig.
I was like, that joke hit me the moment you said tool, and I'm just like, wait, okay, he got it.
Nice job.
Cool. Do you have any more, or is that pretty much it?
Yeah. I got one.
Okay.
I got
Bring it on.
I got one, and I got another one that I like the name of it that I haven't had a chance to read the definition of, so I'm just gonna roll
How
with it
many are we
anyway.
gonna do?
We'll just do this for the rest of the podcast if we have to.
All right.
Drunk Jenga. Go.
Drunk Jenga.
I'm gonna say it's when you get home after drinking and you're pretty wasted, except you have like that weird motivation where you're not really tired. You're like, I'm gonna clean the house and I'm gonna put everything away. Just like knocking everything over, and
Like-
making more of a mess than when you started.
I see. Drunk Jenga to me is when you're drunk and you get a sudden burst of motivation in a similar fashion to your statement. Except instead of trying to clean your house, you've been day drinking and you're going to IKEA because you need a brand new bookshelf for all your sweet ass video games and movie collection. So you go to IKEA, you get your bookshelf, you somehow don't get kicked out. You bring it back, and what follows is what can be compared to a regular game of Jenga in that you're trying to construct something, and once it's constructed, the moment you touch it, it just falls apart.
All right.
Okay.
Story time with Ben.
All right. According to Urban Dictionary, drunk Jenga is when somebody passes out drunk and you take turns piling stuff on top of them until either they wake up or the pile falls over.
This is like the Cheerio game.
I feel stupid.
Yep.
I remember that Cheerio thing.
Yeah.
I keep bumping my mic with my glasses.
Damn it, Ben. So we're going up to a cabin this weekend,
Yes.
having a lot to drink, I'm sure, or not a lot. Ooh, excuse me.
Depends on if there's beer Olympics or not. Steven, you're not going.
No.
And you never have gone.
Correct.
And you never will go.
Correct.
Okay.
Even if we got a forklift to your house.
Correct.
This has been an annual tradition since we graduated high school.
Yep.
So
Of everybody of our 12-person friend group going up to Matt's cabin, who hasn't been on the podcast before. We've been trying to get on for a long time.
I haven't been really trying.
No? Oh, I don't know. And then Steven just doesn't show up because, it's not his cup of tea.
Represent.
See, you guys, I have to do the least trying, so that's why you're on so often.
Very weird.
Thanks, dude.
I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
But yes, we're going to this cabin, and it's going to be dope. Are we finally going to play Toastmasters?
Do you have a sleeping bag we could use?
I do.
Like a square sleeping bag?
I think it's square. It
Okay,
might be round.
Square is preferred, but round can work as well.
You want to explain what Toastmasters is?
Steven, safe word. What's Toastmasters?
The only sleeping bag game I know is when you put like a sleeping bag on so you can't like see. So like you're standing up and you put the sleeping bag on over your head.
Yeah.
And you just run into people. And
That's pretty much what Toastmasters is.
Yeah, you got it.
So this was originated, and I'm sure there's different variations of this game, but specifically Toastmasters was actually made by a friend of mine who's from New Brunswick, I think, that I went to state with. And we went on field school in the middle of nowhere, or not middle of nowhere, but the middle of nowhere woods, and you essentially get a sleeping bag over the top of you.
Was it north of 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think so. And it's a square sleeping bag predominantly. So you put it over you, and you put your hands in two corners, so you look like a giant piece of toast. And then that person with the sleeping bag is it, and you play tag. So you can't see, you can hear very little, and then people will just push you over constantly and piss you off. So you just gotta flail around and sprint violently in every direction that you can.
And you do have to hit them with the corner of the sleeping bag, right? Like you're just like
Yeah. You gotta hit them with your hands or like in a sweeping motion or something. Like if I touched Ben's back, I wouldn't be it.
Right.
Kind of deal. But if Ben spun around and just beat me in the face, then I'd be it.
I get you.
So violence occurs in this game.
Oh, it sounds like it.
I got some special techniques that I picked up from my friend.
Have you played this game before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played it on field school. We played it. We were there for a week. I think we played like 3 of the nights just because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So your sleeping bag might get a little bit dirty.
Oh,
by
that's
doing
fine.
this,
I don't really care about it.
Yeah, it might get a little bit ripped, might get a little bit dirty and crappy because of the ground. As long as it's not like a 7-foot long sleeping bag, we should be okay with it. But if you put Aaron, who's 5'4" at best,
I don't know.
In a 6-foot sleeping bag, it might be a little draggage kind of deal.
Draggage.
So even then, it could be very funny to see her eat shit in this long sleeping bag. And having a nice open grassy area is perfect to do it in. No obstructions. You can kind of coordinate off, and it's like, okay, they're going out of bounds. We'll stop and turn them around. So it's horribly violent, but a load of fun to do.
Yeah, no,
And then,
like you brought this up probably like for Cabin Trip 2, I think, and
I think it was like 3 years ago now.
Yeah, this is going to be Cabin Trip 5, so it's been well awaited, but we never did it. So let's do it this time.
It's one of those things that only like you and I seem interested in doing it. I'm sure I brought it up to other people, but they're all like, "Man,
that's so stupid.
Let's just sit and drink all night."
Oh.
If I was going, I would play. But
Perfect.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'm sure.
Thank you for your input.
Yeah. Keep the sleeping bag even afterwards. Chuck it in the wash as long as it's not like trashed or anything.
Oh yeah.
You can go and take it out to the park one day and do it there or something.
For sure.
It's dead simple on how you play it and the setup for it.
It might have been Cabin Trip 2 or 3 where you actually brought up Cunning Linguistics as a game we played, drinking game, which is the inspiration for Safe Word.
Yeah.
So that's this Cabin Trip has been
very influential on a lot of things we do.
Yeah, exactly. I remember last year was Beer Olympics, so
yeah. And how many do we have coming up this year? I'm doing some math. Rose, Sarah, Ben, Sarah, me, Rudy, Aaron, Derek,
Julian.
That's
a good amount. Probably Matt's brother.
I'm sure Derek will be there. I think Nicole's back in town.
Derek. You said Derek already.
David,
sorry. I'm sure Matt's sister Nicole will be there.
Then
so
Matt's parents, because they are the best. They are the best.
Yeah. So I'll be 10, maybe 11 for Beer Olympics. We want to do that, or I'm sure David would be down for some Toastmasters. I'm sure he'd get horribly violent the moment he did it.
Oh, for sure.
Or I'm sure Julian would just get annoyed as fuck doing it, which would be very funny.
Was it David that fell off the bike?
Yes.
Okay. So, have we told that story?
I don't think so. Not on here.
Okay. In case we haven't, I get the inkling that we did, but we were hanging out in the field outside of Matt's cabin, sort of beside the road, And
there's a big open green space there.
there's a big green space, and David, Matt's brother, and his friend Dylan come ripping up on their bikes, like motorbikes, and was it like a motocross sort of thing, maybe?
Yeah, kind of. Like David had a more motocross style bike than like a crotch rocket.
Yeah.
And then Dylan had more of a crotch rocket, I think, or vice versa.
So as they come ripping in, David just yells out, "Sup, fuckers!" and then immediately eats shit on his bike. He just like slides out from under him, and he hits the ground.
Oh, it was so funny. Like, there's a little dirt path that like runs up to the house through the middle of the green space, I guess. He came off that path and went onto the grass, and this grass was soaked in water.
Yeah.
So having a bike that weighs nothing with a lot of power, getting out on that, but just the fact that he goes, "Sup, fuckers," and it just eats it right in front of all of us,
basically saying, "Watch this," and then just doesn't do anything.
Watch
cool.
what I can do.
It was really funny. I think we're good to start wrapping up, unless you guys have any last stories you want to tell.
Not stories. I have a conversation we could get into, but
okay, let's get into it.
All right. Well, just because when you talked about the she shed earlier,
all back.
Then when you then said it was a girl's version of a man cave, what do your guys' man caves be like?
Oh, that is a good question.
My man cave.
Also, maybe we need to declare how big this man cave is, because different people have different ideas.
So are we talking about like a realistic, what could you make in your house right now as a man cave? Or like, what is your ideal man cave with no limits?
Like, you're 35, you got a decent job, a fair bit saved up, in probably the house you're going to live in the rest of your life, or maybe move a couple more times.
Okay.
But like a predominantly finished man cave.
I'm not trying to crap all over maybe your guys' dreams. I don't think Amos is going to be like multi-millionaires. Maybe we will.
Speak for yourself.
So like,
I know how much you make a year.
I'm just saying, don't go and be like, I want a $400 million man cave. Like, no, don't be like, I want diamonds in the floor and I want this. That. Like, no, I want something like, if like your dream is having pretty much just like a home theater, it's just like, that's your man cave. I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I could see you like getting to that point.
Okay.
So like, that's me. I don't want like your man cave is worth more than your house. I don't want something like that.
You're saying dream man cave as in like, in the future, you're going to make a man cave. It like with whatever reality you have, right? Like a realistic man cave.
Again, none of us are going to own $50 million homes where you have a $10 million man cave. So like that's why I kind of
Speak
want
for
to
yourself.
So again, I just don't want like absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, you're splurging. You're investing a good amount of money in this.
Money I probably shouldn't be spending on this.
No, it's money you can, because, you've worked hard for it. You've saved up.
Okay.
You know exactly what you want. You won't settle for anything less.
Yeah. Like, you're willing to put in, like, I'll say, what's like a new car? 20-some thousand?
Yeah.
Like 30 to 40, depending on the car.
My car was 25, basically.
So I would say 25,000 would be like your max.
Okay.
Like, you're investing like into like a solid everything, like pretty nice room. I think that's enough for a pretty nice room. Maybe I'm wrong.
I can describe my man cave with one word.
Babes.
Pink.
Oh.
No, that's a joke. My man cave, I think, would be a decently large room. Almost like maybe a slightly bigger than master bedroom. So
okay.
Maybe like a basement or something. We'll just say it's a basement.
Because this was going to be the other thing I was going to get into is what limitations in terms of size. Because like, could a full basement be your man cave, or everything like a single, like almost an office room?
Like a study or something.
Yeah, that's why I don't know which one we want to go for, because I could do both. So
okay, let's go with the office scenario.
Okay, so it's like a single room for like, you're not planning on inviting your friends into this room necessarily. Like, this is just like you hanging out.
Yeah, it's almost like your spare bedroom.
Yeah. Or I guess if you wanted to keep it enough, maybe you could fit in a couple chairs in there, and maybe you could have a friend or two. Just you're just kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do. I think I would set up I would paint one of the walls white and then use it as a projector wall.
Okay.
And set up a projector with a small couch to like play video games. And then also, if I could fit it in there, I would set up a streaming center, and then that's pretty much all I could fit in there. Maybe there might be a little bit of a lane that I could put a dartboard.
All right.
And surround sound, like all that stuff. You can also use a projector for movies.
Yeah.
Like just general like electronic entertainment in the room, like completely dominated by it. That would be my bedroom. Are we also doing basement or?
We can loop around back to that depending how much time this one takes, maybe.
Okay.
You go around to
That's me.
Single room offices first. Alex, how about you?
I'd probably be about the same. I don't know if I'd do a projector because I'm not a big fan of projectors and like how they look.
You just got to get the right paint.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'd probably just go for a bigger flat screen TV, I guess. I don't know, just a couple game setups. I don't know. Streaming, I guess, would be cool. I'm not really into streaming. I'm not funny enough to stream or anything. Like, I'd be part of one or try it, because why not?
Yeah, like, I'm not a streamer myself, although I'm thinking about getting into it here. But what I mean is, like, a game station that can stream, that I can just play video games at.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That I can hook up to the projector if I want. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I could start doing something like that. Outside of that, that'd probably be about it. Like, I don't know, friends could come in there, but I would be totally fine with like a setup like how you have, how it's more of a living room type environment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take over an entire basement or entire floor for my man cave because I don't know, I'm not about that. But if I have a big TV in my living room with a couple beer fridges kicking around with some video games hooked up to it, I'd be like, that's my man cave.
Beer fridge is something I forgot in mine.
Yeah. I'm sure Steven would have a Slurpee machine in his.
Oh, Slurpee dispenser, maybe.
The only way I would ever have a Slurpee machine is if I could get like an official 7-Eleven one.
Absolutely.
Like if I have to go with one of those like dumb like cheap ones where they sell almost as a novelty item, no way.
I remember Sev used to sell those, but they were like battery operated.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Were they bad? I almost wanted to get one because I figured 7-Eleven was putting their name on it. Maybe it would actually be good.
No, like it could totally be good, but just the battery was enough of a turnoff for me not to get one.
Fair enough.
Also, I was like 10 years old and had no money.
Yeah, they were like $100.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they weren't cheap. If we were going like more of a personal room compared to like a open space, I would actually probably make it pretty much completely personal. I could like, I think I've talked about this to one of you guys before. I'd have like a giant like U desk in there, and then I would have like a lot like. I can literally picture this. So the main set for like the main desk is like a 3-monitor computer setup, and then I would have like a small Linux computer to my left, probably running off a Raspberry Pi or something. To the left of that, a laptop, and that's pretty much like two sides. So I have the middle, the left side. Then the right side, I'd have a monitor with some sort of modern game system on it, and then a standard def TV, and then a recording device I could easily set up and have it capture to the computer if I need it. And then if I want to fit like another chair or something in there, I could. If I want to have somebody join me for playing something in there.
When we discussed
maybe
this,
I'd put a bookshelf and a mini fridge in there too if it could fit, but it's not as big of a priority for this room necessarily.
I'm gonna say in my room I'd probably have like a bookshelf full of stuff like video game stuff or like hiking stuff because I'm into that. Like maps all over the walls because maps are cool.
Maps are cool.
Like personal stuff like that. I'm sure. Yeah, I'd throw that in.
Yeah.
But nothing overly insane.
Again, I would use it. If this was like just a like single room, quote unquote man cave, I'd probably keep it like fairly personal. It's like I want to go in there, I want to do work, do like personal things.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of like video game art books and guides. I wouldn't mind like flipping through those necessarily in like a more private personal space. So
yeah.
When you explained this U-shaped desk to me before, I asked, is there room on there for a 3D printer printing statues of yourself constantly?
I forgot about 3D printer. Yes, I would have to have some sort of creative thing. I'd want like a printer, scanner, photocopier, like ability in there too, and then a 3D printer as well. Maybe that'd be like above the 3 monitors, like another shelf.
Just you can always look up and be like, man, my legs are almost done.
I would probably need a window in there too, because I heard that those things can run pretty hot, and some of the material doesn't necessarily smell the greatest sometimes.
You just need a ventilation system attached to it.
Sure, whatever works. Points, I'd probably want something like that.
You should get a hood fan, like a real like science chemistry.
You should get a vent system into the she shed from your stuff.
Who knows what sort of smells you rack up?
Yeah, that'd be my single room setup. Probably.
Okay.
Cool. Are we gonna do double room?
Yeah, we'll do it.
I was saying this actually went really quick. I was nervous people were gonna get super nerdy with it. That's why I was like, maybe just one. But that went by pretty quick.
Okay, so we're doing basement scenario now.
Yeah, so you have a larger like links. This would be something like, yo, I'm inviting the friends over for the weekend. We're hanging out down here, kind of style. Is what I'm imagining.
Yeah, we're not leaving the basement for the whole weekend.
Yeah, some kind of like that.
Okay, so my ideal basement would have one big main room, a just typical bathroom, and then a regular sized bedroom attached to it.
Okay.
The bedroom would have 3 sets of bunk beds so that I could include myself and 5 friends if I had to. And then those bunk beds would all have a mini fridge next to them that you could just like, whatever. And
Wait, sorry, how many bunk beds?
Sorry,
3 sets.
3
so
sets.
There's 6 beds total.
Exactly, 6 beds total.
And each individual bed gets its own mini
No,
fridge?
sorry. You know what?
Each set of 3 gets one.
For sake of space, we'll just do 2 mini fridges in between the 2 sets. So there's 1 set on each wall and 1 in the middle.
Okay.
Sort of
And are we
like
talking like single beds, or are we talking like queen size?
no, just like single beds.
You can get queen-sized bunk beds?
You can if you try hard enough.
I grew up on one.
Are you serious?
No, you did not.
Maybe it was a twin.
That is not a queen. I was like, queens are like,
Queens are huge.
you fit 2 people on a queen easily.
I just got a new queen bed, so I'm very familiar with queens. So that's the bedroom, regular bathroom, nothing special there. Maybe a beer fridge in the shower. But and then in the main room, it would be pretty large. Like, hard to give scale for a listener, but for you two, my living room plus dining room there, just the full width, maybe a little bit wider. And it would have a similar projector setup. Maybe like if I can get a really, really high definition projector, I would use that. Otherwise, I'd go with flat screen.
Yeah.
Big couch with some bar stools behind it so that enough people can sit and see. And we just like whatever console is set up there, a dedicated gaming PC is there. And then I would also have my like personal gaming setup somewhere in a corner.
Yeah.
And then hopefully a dartboard and a pool table would be ideal.
Oh, good choice for the pool table.
Yeah. But
Big fan.
potentially the pool table can be converted or just set up differently into a regular table that we could play poker on or something.
Yeah.
That would be my
Pretty
ideal.
cool.
There's probably a few more things in there I'm missing, but for sake of time,
Yeah.
that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
I was thinking pool table as well. So I don't know if I would take over a basement suite. I'd probably like whatever, have a TV with some game setups. I want to take over like a garage almost, and like
Oh fuck yeah.
and have like a garage space, and I'd put couches in the garage kind of deal. So like single car garage or double car or something like that. So
Oh, you got to get double car.
that's what I was thinking. And then you can go super nerdy on all the tools and the whatnot, because I enjoy working on cars and hopefully own stupid cars eventually. Which I don't know. That'd be a bunch of money sunk into there.
You got to make money like Rudy, and then you can do that.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'd look into the projector setup and like find a way to cover the garage door, like the inside of the door, so I could like project onto that and just pull the cars out and like have my own space in the garage. 'Cause
Yeah.
that way you aren't wasting space, isn't the right word, inside the house, but you aren't taking up space inside the house. If you did want to have a actual basement, not just a man cave,
Yeah.
then just so I would have a man garage or something. And then I have whatever more stupid things in there and useless stuff and whatever, video games and couches and whatnot.
So you try to mix like a project space with a bit of an entertainment space.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm into games like you guys are. I don't play them as hardcore as you guys are, or do, I guess.
I don't play very hardcore.
No, but like I don't know how to put this, but
You play more games than Alex does.
yeah.
Alex plays like Forza and a little Halo, and that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And that's like a month.
Yeah.
Like very little stuff. So it's like not that I work on cars often either, but like if I had the space, or like I'm sure if I had the space for video games, I'd absolutely play them a lot more, kind of deal.
Right, for sure.
But whatever. And that way I could have the best of both worlds and not be like, I have a man cave in the basement and I've got my own garage. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that asshole.
Quick addendum to mine. Ideally a squat rack or something in a corner of my basement room.
Oh yeah.
Just a little workout center.
Okay,
Fair enough.
Nothing too intrusive.
that'd be cool.
Mine would
Right.
just be like a full entertainment setup.
I was gonna say,
Like,
Steven, go nuts.
It would be a U-shaped desk, and on the front 3 monitors.
Yeah,
So
just
you-
a way bigger U-shaped desk.
You have put hours into thinking about this.
I
setup.
budgeted the full thing to see how much I would have to spend at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Lay it
the
down
idea
hot.
was if I was wanting to move out, if I could save up enough where just like day one, I'd buy the entire setup as well and how much it would cost. I think I don't have a number off the top of my head, but if I had like everything perfect, I was looking like 15 to 20 grand.
That's a lot less than I was expecting.
Yeah. The chairs alone were like 10 grand.
Jesus.
The chairs I wanted.
Yeah.
And actually, I should close with that was just for the land set. That wasn't for any of the additional things I was wanting. And that was for one set of land. I don't know. It's complicated. Anyway, so I would have a full land setup probably of 10 PCs and 8 360s. So I could do any of the Halos I kind of wanted to do, but then I could do like whatever nerdy PC games I wanted.
Yeah.
Whatever. I would have that. I would have like a big screen TV in the corner with some couches around it, so then people could hang out and watch a movie or something. Probably a couple arcade cabinets or something.
Oh,
If
cool.
I had a side bedroom I could use as well, that would be a dedicated Halo 1 room. Just nothing else.
Not even a pool table in there?
I'm thinking like that wouldn't fail. I'm thinking like a small room.
Okay.
And then you'd have a jersey of Ogre 2, the best Halo player of all time, hanging on the wall. Yeah, other than getting super nerdy with it, that'd be most. If I could fit a pool table, that would be nice. Freaking, yeah, I don't know. That'd be most of it. If I could fit like a card table, that would be nice. But those aren't like requirements. It'd be like the land set would like be like the big appeal of what I would try to build in there.
Yeah.
That'd be what most of the funding or idea of it would be. Is I'm inviting people over every other weekend to play 8-man Halo games.
Oh, I would be there.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
I would be there for sure. Let me know when you're building this whole thing, and I can do the handyman work for you.
I would say that was legitimately like, hey, how am I going to compartmentalize like all of these things and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So, yeah. See what's up.
I could build you some furniture.
Yeah.
Or you could just go to IKEA, because that would be much cheaper.
I would say legitimately, there's a good chance the tables would just be folding tables, like those giant white ones or whatever. Yeah, but
Nice.
that'd be the dream.
I like
It'd
it.
work.
We're all dreamers here.
This section of the podcast is now at an hour, so
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do gravy boat. Do
Cool.
either of you have a gravy boat to bring?
I always have one if we need one. Otherwise, other people always should probably get priority.
I never have one if we need one. So
All right. No, off the top of my head, I was looking at safe words right before this, so
it's
have
on
at
you,
it,
Steven.
All right. I'm gonna do. We haven't done Carnage, the Executioner yet, have we?
Nope.
Don't think so.
Done sadistic. We've done an idea one, I think.
Yeah, we did ECID. Did we do Lost in Tivos? No, we didn't.
No, not yet.
Lost in Tivos will be on the list too to eventually get in there.
Cool.
But I'm feeling Carnage the Executioner this week. I'll do Minnesota Mean by Carnage the Executioner.
Choice.
He did a music video on YouTube. He's a very talented dude. Super good beatboxer and kind of like looping songs as live sets. Sadly, not many of his albums have like his loops on them, but very good dude. Very nice dude.
Well, say it one more time.
So, Carnage the Executioner is the musician, and the song is Minnesota Mean.
Okay, there you go. So check that out. We will add that YouTube video, if it is a YouTube video.
Yep. He has a music video up for it.
Okay, so we will add that video to our Gravy Boat playlist on our YouTube channel. Yeah, so check that out on our YouTube channel. And while you're on our YouTube channel, might as well drop a sub, like our videos, whatever. And in addition to a YouTube channel, we also have a Twitter, and it is fantastic.
Yep.
That will give you updates on when episodes are about to release, maybe a few tidbits here or there, some polls, maybe, about
Ooh.
which is the best way to die.
On
And-
what your basement setup is, tweet at us
Yeah.
at HastleCast.
Yeah, send us
HastleCast.
pictures. If you have a cool basement
Yeah.
setup or a cool man cave setup, send us a photo.
Otherwise, if it's not a
Okay.
man cave setup, we'll just send us your setup, whatever you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, your jerk off room, sure.
Yeah,
Ben would love to see
your
it.
cum dumpster, send it to us.
Oh, I want to see all the cum dumpsters.
Have you guys ever heard the story of the cum box? It's another Reddit famous story.
No.
I have not.
Pretty much this dude just need to discharge himself, and he's a horny teenager. He's like, I don't know where to go. He's like, oh, I have this shoe box in my closet I could use, and he used it for months. And this was the grossest looking box you've ever seen.
Did he fill it?
Well, it would just kind of like get dry and say that. I'll show you guys photos after. He uploaded photos of it.
Man, we're gonna
It's a
gag.
very
Man,
famous Reddit story.
We're getting into some weird things after this podcast.
Oh yeah, we still have to do 50-50 too. Sick. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so at HastleCast on Twitter, we're very active on there. So if you send us messages or anything, we will see them. You can also follow at HalfSop or at Ben or James or at Silos911.
Underscore.
Silos underscore
No,
9.
Silos 911 underscore.
Silos911 underscore is Steven. At Ben or James is myself, Ben. And then at HalfSop is Alex. So follow us.
Yep.
And that would be awesome. We
got
also... What?
Oh, I was gonna say we got a Snapchat now as well.
Yeah, as of last week, we have a Snapchat, so check out that for occasional crazy things that Alex is up to, because he runs that. He also runs our Instagram,
Yep.
so find us at HastleCast on Instagram.
All the same tags because we spelt it a different way than everybody else. Like nobody's got our weird ass spelling for it all, so we've got all just HastleCast. So.
And if you need a reminder on that, it's HastleCast.
Links will be in the description for everything.
Yeah, for sure. And one last thing that we are part of is iTunes and Google Play Music. So if you are there, give us a rating. So that should just about do it for the show, unless there's anything I'm missing.
Toolshed's delicious.
Toolshed, please sponsor us. That would be nice. Nothing fancy. Or contact us at HastleCast@gmail.com, which is a frickin' Gmail that nobody uses. All right, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And hopefully this wasn't the shit show you were expecting. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
It is boiling in this room.